Okay, class trial. Class trial. I'm already almost certain of the events that are going to transpire. I am almost certain of how this case is going to play out. Twists and turns and false accusations and the actual murderer. You're missing someone. Yeah, Toko's a little crazy. And Toko is... You don't remember? Get in, I'm just kidding. How can I forget the little nut job? She's a crucial part in this class trial this time. Okay, dokie, I'll drag her here, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. Okay. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible, you're terrible. Now that everyone's here. Okay. Oh, okay then. Hustle to the and let's get the show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Chihiro Fusaki. She was so gentle, so calm, so meek. No one had any problems with her. You keep showing me this. You keep showing me this. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Someone standing right here. Wonder who that could be. Something all about Toko's behaviour. I don't think Miss Shock is enough to explain it. I guess there wasn't much help at all in this one, I guess you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you. Okay, well, good talk. I must admit, for being 3D, she was quite remarkable. Of course, just the idea of 3D makes me cringe. I don't know why the killer did what they did, but... No, I honestly, like... I'm almost certain I know who the killer is. I don't know why. I do not know why. You ready? We doing this?
Well then.
I won't cover the villain who performed such a heinous act on a weak individual.
Shall we go?
No choice, right? We have to do this. Yes. Give a small moan in reply. One last deep breath and I walked in the elevator with shaky legs. With each step forward I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. Gonna get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. Sailboat sank with a heavy clanking sound deeper and deeper into the ground. As we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. Until finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I've redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Good, good. You're raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all. Okay then, let's get this show on the road.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Everyone please find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly perception, a deadly betrayal. Deadly riddle, deadly defense, deadly faith. Can you stop with the word deadly? It's going to lose all meaning. And do you know what? I shall save. I shall save. Okay, set skills. Okay, so I got that from the good girl, from the crazy girl. Wait, why is Chihiro murdered? Is the killer hiding within this group? Is there any hope to be found in this series of murders? Probably not. Okay, so I got increases damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Okay. What other skills I got? What's the algorithm? Increases the speed of memorizing a statement. Effective during non-stop debate. Boom. Got you. Okay. Just those two skills? Okay. The murder victims are helping me progress. What do we have? Truth bullets. Okay. So we got when they died and where they died. We got declined several attempts to join murder weapon. We got wanted to be stronger. We got needs female ebook to get to the female room. Okay, that's the dead people's handbooks, the broken handbook somehow. Genocide Jack, Owie, saying like, yo bruh, keep our distance from all the females, but shy against opposite sex. Take that as you will. Stand on the carpet. Posters. Chihiro. Yeah. Yeah. Boom. Yeah. Okay. Okay, boys, we do it. We do it strong style.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
You mean the dumbbell? First, we have to make it clear it was used to deliver the fatal blow. It was the dumbbell. We know this. We know this!
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Shit!
That certainly would make for a powerful...
I hit fast forward instead of shoot! Fuck! I hit fast forward instead of shoot! God damn! God damn it!
Chihiro's, it appears it was... According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt...
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting.
Fucking!
That certainly would make...
Poor Chihiro. Chihiro's, it appears it was... According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt...
I bet it was
An iron pipe.
No, that's wrong.
God damn.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell? Found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood. And there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You... looked at her head wound?
Yes! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
It is, isn't it?
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Did he really kill Chihiro? I doubt it. I strongly doubt it. Oh my god, there's more! For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines. So think of them as obstacles in this debate. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the X to attach the silencer, which you can shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease. Oh my... Fuck this. Oh. Oh, and if your action difficult is set to gentle, the white noise won't appear at all. In which case, you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Oh my god, why is this game like this? Why are you throwing so much shit at me?
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is!
The culprit is Case closed.
But that's a...
Why?
What makes it
Well, I mean, there's just no proof for it.
No!
I'm not even gonna bother with the science. I'm gonna avoid that mechanic as much as I can.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be 2 defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
What's wrong with you?
No. It's actually bloodlust.
I find it kind of funny how you're the one who responded to that.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
And Byakuya. And his family.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same
In
way.
a completely different way, because there were no scissors involved.
So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware
Because
of it?
you know about it.
There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
I believe that.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
DID, bruh. Oh no, it's in order. Shit. Oh, okay. No. That sounds horribly rude to just say she's a schizo.
Understand?
But I didn't realize that I'm meant to be in order.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
She was like, ah, damn, that's a body, that's rad!
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
She said she won't let Genocide Jack get control. There you go. Control the body.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
Okay, so she's clinically depressed because she knows that her other personality is an insane murderer. You know what? That makes sense. If I knew that at any given moment I could just go to sleep and other me would kill people, I would be quite worried and depressed about life.
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone.
And Genocide Jack didn't kill anyone.
But in spite of that promise...
But Genocide Jack didn't kill anyone.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
This guy's quite fucked up.
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
Person? You don't mean...
Okay.
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Jesus, okay. Okay, she here.
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
What happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
Okay, I like this version of Toko. She better.
Intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
I like this version of Toko.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
I love this version of Toko.
It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
She is great.
Just kidding again!
She is great.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
She not though.
There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack.
Yes, but if that was true and Toko would kill Chihiro for some reason and not you, the only person who knew about it, then why would Toko let Jack out now?
If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
I can.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Okay, shoot time with the maniac. Ah, yeah. What's my statement? Okay.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
There's only one statement there.
Sorry, but you say that.
Perhaps if you had an...
Oh, an alibi.
When you compare the modus
operandi matches.
No, it's wrong. Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that.
They're not.
I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Okay.
This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one. A gun! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
Multiple pair of scissors.
But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Okay.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference?
I'm just gonna let that one ride out.
you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement.
Oh, aren't you so talented?
Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Maybe.
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims
I pointed this out at the very start. They're all men.
There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
They're all men.
Pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They dudes, bruh. She killed a 14-year-old, by the way. I want to point that out.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men!
Okay, that's worrying. Don't phrase it like that.
I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl! And the movie side of me just hates it!
I love that. One side of her's like, okay, man on female. That's how it goes. And the other's like, nah, though, but guy on guy is hot. It's like, no, stop it. Wow.
But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
If she's forced to kill in order to survive, she wouldn't put on the show.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere
I love
survival.
that. I love that. This Toko gives not for your flippantry, sir. This Toko is not at your beck and call. This one cares nothing for you. Okay.
And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Probably a strong person.
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors.
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime!
Good to know.
Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't pen, you gutter dogs, all of you!
Okay, I really like her. I really like this one.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot! So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore! Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
And also the Tsukami family.
Yeah! That's why we figured it had to be the real
The Tsukami family.
copycat killer or whatever.
The Tsukami family.
Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Okay, that's worrying. Calm down.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange. You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say?
Did this fucker tampered? He found the body, tampered with the scene, just to make it fun, didn't he?
The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
Oh my fucking god, there's more. Okay, next we're gonna add something called a true flashback. If you aim at a weak point and hold down the triangle button, then you'll memorize that weak point. That memorized phrase can only be shot once. It's a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have any answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak point. Oh my god. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just this game. In this case, I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, oh my god, this fucking game. Alright, why are you doing this to me?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
you wish you'd taken me with you.
But this might be where the flashback comes in handy, but we didn't know about the body. He instantly said, let's check that first, and that's where we found the body. So he must have known the body was in there to begin with.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Shoot!
What do you mean? I did the thing.
So, you said Byakuya...
I did the thing. I did... Okay.
I was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Shoot!
I'm failing to understand the issue here.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity, that's unnatural!
The victim was Chihiro, so of course I would suggest we... There was no time. What's so strange?
You wish you'd taken me with you?
I don't.
So, you said Byakuya was acting... acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room...
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was
Chihiro, who was a girl.
So, of course, I would suggest we check that there was no time. What's so strange?
Wish you'd taken me with you.
I factually am at a loss.
So, you said Byakuya, he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's a natural...
The victim
Was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Shoot!
I don't. I actively don't.
You said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Okay.
He was acting weird...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls...
That's how it works.
That's a natural...
Fuck
The
you,
victim,
game.
What, so, of course, I would suggest... There was no time for... What's so strange?
Okay. Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before... But he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's a natural...
The victim was Chihiro.
Okay, game. Alright. Okay. It must have
I'll tell you
leaked
what's
through
so
my
strange
brain
about
that it was Hold.
Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us. What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Okay. Okay. Alright, I lost a lot of health in that.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope
Before in my life.
Don't you fucking lie to me. Don't you fucking lie to me. Boy!
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it.
Correct on all accounts, but I don't think you killed her.
Is that about right? What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Sure. Do we really need to? You've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Well, I mean everything, but let's not worry about that.
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right?
How'd you get in there, boy? Although there is the cards.
But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
This guy.
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about
He didn't
that.
ask about finding dead, though. He just asked where killed.
How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Ah, yeah, he wasn't prepared for that shit.
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
You mean like the stains?
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker room. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
Okay, this is where we go to the stain. Okay, I was one step ahead of myself.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
To make the game more fun.
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room?
Yeah, how would Chihiro get in the boys' locker room? Someone who comfortable around one sex and not the other, even though it should be you're comfortable around your own sex, and she was comfortable around boys. I wonder.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Rude.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
By switching them dead people stuff, yo. Even though Leon's don't work. Yeah, see? There we go.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, it's wrong.
Boy.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's
I like your thinking, but you're wrong.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
This guy.
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
This guy.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe she didn't need to modify her own.
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room.
Nope, I mean apart from the obvious one.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya!
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right?
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Uh-huh. I didn't even know you could call a recess on this. The body's just left here, by the way.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time. Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
Dude, she's dead. Calm down.
No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
You're just all about the gay, aren't you? You're just all about the gay.
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Alright.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Be sure to check her entire body. And I believe
I know what you're talking about. Stop being goddamn vague.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but what? This is... What?
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible. This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Ah, there we go. Ah, damn.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact. What?
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true? Chihiro was a guy?
Yay! That's like one of the few things I knew about. Going into this game, I knew 2 things. Actually, 4 things. I knew what Junko looked like. I knew Toko had a split personality. I knew Chihiro was a dude, and I knew Morakuma existed. Now we're flying blind.
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh no, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
Oh, Jesus, calm down, Gil.
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
Okay, so now we know how Chihiro got into the boys' locker room.
I do apologize
'Cause
for keeping
he
you
a boy.
waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy. And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Look at him sweating. Even he didn't know this shit.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room, and the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
I don't know what that means.
This is a most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Yeah, I don't.
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you
No.
still think Byakuya's the killer?
No.
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
That is his character summed up. Like, Simon says, "Are you fucking with us?" And he's just like, "No, I am not effing with you." Like, he can't bring himself to lower to someone's language. Okay.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
Hellos.
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
Okay, you, hero, I like you. Stop thinking. Okay, sound's gone in my headphones. That's wonderful. In this very heavy voice acted section. Okay, we're just I'm gonna wing it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility, because if we're wrong, we all die here.
I'm gonna have to assume when they're done speaking.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
The killer was a guy! The killer was a guy! Okay, we do the big shoots. So let's count. Oh yeah, sneaking in at night. Okay.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be
Yeah,
enough
Celeste.
for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Shoot!
Okay, I need my headphones because I read half of that and was like, okay, no, that's the one, and it was wrong. I need to hear what's being spoken. I need to hear the words that are being spoken.
Clues are one thing, but
did nobody get? I'm sure if someone saw the. Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
No, that's wrong! I believe someone else did see the victim before he...
Now that you mention it, yes.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only the rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Right.
Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel, and then, I assume...
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of.
And that is when he said something that's... Chihiro told me he was, but why would he be in a hurry? Only if so.
Yeah.
Mr. Fujisaki
that's true,
was
isn't
on
it?
his way to meet with someone, and then they were
And also the fact that Chihiro said that, you know, well, I think it was actually, was it Hira? Or was it Sakura? So like, yo, they said that they need someone with them.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was.
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted Web enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being.
Oh, what a marvel! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
I do, don't I?
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
I do. I'm not sure if Makoto does.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that?
A tracksuit and a duffel bag.
You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
The blue jacket? What do you want? What do you want?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
I don't know about that.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
How did you know it was blue? How did you know it was blue, bitch? Sit down! Sit the fuck down, sir!
Hold on
Done!
a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Done!
What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said... She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just... I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Cherry?
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
What the fuck is with that tongue, though?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony, when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question. There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
Yeah, and you referred to Chihiro as dude.
You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Yes, because I'm a genius like that.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, no. Now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
This motherfucker.
Jeez, did your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist. Here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
Just like Leon's. Why?
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken? Shoot!
I got it!
Ah, okay.
You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip. But I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession,
then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
Mondo was wearing his uniform and he was in the sauna. So that's not Chihiro's handbook. That's Mondo's.
Flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh?
That isn't Chihiro's handbook, it's Mondo's.
Because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that?
Someone who wore their uniform in the
I
sauna.
don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Where's your ass? Where's your ass, boy?
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
Okay. Okay, Monday. Okay, M-Dog. We do this. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
God, cocking.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Yep, I know.
Let's test if what he said you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Prove it, bitch! Where's your handbook?
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own.
Ah, good thinking.
After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! the punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's.
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Nope.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch!
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning. That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Ah, yeah, comic book time. Okay, met them. Yep. Lifting weights, I assume. Equals dead. Oh no, it's on the floor there. Okay, so... Or maybe. Okay, so body, yep. Dead. Carpet. Take that down. Carry the body. Let's go with that for now. And into the girls. Put the body. Angry. Swap the scenes. Yaki I found and was like, hey, I got some fetish shit I'm about to do. So we're gonna... That's just morbid. That's just this guy is fucked up. Let's be 100. Let's be 10 times 10. 10 times 10, 100. This guy is fucked up. Okay, Act 5 after the body. Sauna, throw the card, and... and new one. Okay, let's
the killer is
see this.
You! First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he. Which is why he was able to use his own handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him.
What?
The killer is you! And attacked him.
Are you serious? Are you serious? The
And
weapon
that's
getting
where
blood
the
on it
bloodstains
isn't
on
what the next step
poster and
was, but the
carpet
wall
in
getting
boys'
blood on it
locker room
was.
came from.
Okay. That's that.
It was
Okay.
likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster,
God fucking.
the killer is you! Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the... Then, removing the bloody poster,
Fucking. What? What was the next step then, sir? If it wasn't leave the room and it wasn't. Ah.
the killer is you! Which is why... Then, removing...
I factually disagree. I factually disagree with what you're giving me. What could it have been?
Here's exactly what happened. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. Then, removing the bloody poster,
I don't even care. I don't even care. What the fuck? What the fuck? What could that physically be? Ugh. Why? Why would it be Makoto?
Is this... I refuse to give up yet!
I looked it up. I don't care. I actively disagree. I actively disagree, but okay, we're just gonna roll with it. Why did I skip that? Because, you know, getting to the door, being at the room, being within the room, and then swiping is alright. Alright, not swipe enter room. No, that's too sensible. That's also probably that, let's be honest. It's not that, what am I doing?
Here's exactly what happened.
The rest could be wrong. I didn't look up the rest. I looked up that one that I was missing.
Which is why the kill then and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
God damn. I should have just looked at the whole fucking thing, shouldn't I?
Here's exactly what happened.
I should have just looked at the whole fucking thing.
After all, using one of those. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left it. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. Here's exactly what happened. And around the same time,
I will admit, I didn't even think about that. I'm just annoyed. I'm just annoyed that my perception of what each thing means is apparently not what each thing means. And the events that took place apparently didn't take place in the order that I believe they took place, despite the fact that they took place the way I know they took place.
Chihiro's bag and other belongings arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof!
Shut the fuck up, Taka!
Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Shut the fuck up! There's more. This game fucking loves to just dump tutorials and mechanics on you. The fuck is fever time and nega time? If you press the R1 button, fever time will activate an attempt. Okay. Okay. If the opponent activates nega time during a bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite... Oh. If you were to activate Viva time at this point... Oh, never mind, I'm sure nothing would happen. Well, yeah, if you go double and they slow time, it will counter out. Okay. Okay. Alright.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence.
This music is great though, let's be honest.
I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! Show me some evidence!
This should prove it!
Boy, didn't even need to see your shit! Didn't even need your markers!
Right? Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Ah, yeah! Ah, yeah, I'm an A-rank boy! Did I get 81 medals for that? Ah, yeah!
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up.
Okay, okay, fair enough. He's graceful in defeat. I'm cool with that. You're a good boy, apart from, you know, the murder of one of the most innocent beings in existence.
Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that!
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting! No holding on! Time for the moment we've all been waiting for! Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Ah, yeah! Guilty boy is guilty.
What?
Oh, do I read again, do I? Okay. Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again! Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fukasaki is... Mondo Iwata!
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Of course he did. Chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way he could kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually,
The story of the murder this time is a sad story of two men. Oh. But for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the circle button and fast forward the text. Okay. Alright, game. Anyway, there once was a young boy. His name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide it and bury himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. And no one would be able to say anything like, even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex that had already taken root deep inside of him was not so easily weeded out. And it turned out the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear, instead it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak, 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 weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then that lovely and hateful Monokuma announced, revealing embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy. And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If it was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him even more than before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma would have sent him spiraling into despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But...
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so I can talk about it later. After I do my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
Change.
I'm gonna get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought in front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day, he made a commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retreat. I can't. Chihiro is such a little angel that even despite of this, he's like, nah, this will be used to better myself. Oh god. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
when he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. That person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella who had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even though he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went to ask Mondo to help him become strong. I don't like this. That was his aspiration, and he thought that only with Mondo's support he would be able to come close to that. So then, must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he made to Chihiro. But wait, did what he did? I mean, that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room. That's exactly what I meant. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done? That could have been a part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep promises between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep his secret? Because if anyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone will be arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately gone to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise that he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed. Why? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trust each other, right? So why? Why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know. So that's what triggered it after all. Possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even to make killing someone. It's impossible.
Repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standards is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while on the subject, why don't I just tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know. You know what Mondo did? Oh, okay, okay, wow. Ooh, the brother he speaks highly of, he killed him. Ooh, alright. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join the gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. I think that's Daya. Mondo had nothing but respect for him, and because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was the only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang, and before anyone knew it, he had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. Kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of other members of the gang, which is why
I
gotta get stronger than Daya. Once, just one time, no matter what, I gotta win. I don't care what it takes, I gotta come out on top. And on that night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly, laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. "My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry." Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Cause it's the team, and you and me put together. It's a promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that caused the accident, and as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was going to lose to this kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong, and yet soon as our killing game began, he realised, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, the hateful Monokuma announced revealing everyone's embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secrets. Monokuma killed his own brother. Or his older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why Mondo, after I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up kind of dizzy and uneasiness, and I started swirling around. I never felt anything like that before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while the fuzziness and uneasiness, it turned into a rock hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked to start working out with me, or asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden? Huh? Because I mean, you kept the secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would... You're right,
I want to change.
I wrap myself in lies, I'm weak, I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change, I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it? You're saying You're saying if I really am, I should be able to just tell everyone my secret. Huh? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try to overcome it. It was the kind of strength I'd never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me. Are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Are you fucking with me right now? No, I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I feel like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back and let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me that? Are you gonna rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
That's right.
That's right, I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong.
You
Stronger than
son
you.
of a bitch!
And stronger than Daya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him down on the ground.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in his heart, lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, from a memory, for that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't. You bastard. Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead, say it again, I dare you. Okay, I'll say it as many times as you want. So, here's what I want to say, but unfortunately, I can't do that right now because it's time for the punishing is fast approaching. Punishing? You mean execution?
Well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The blacking that deserves the peace will be punished. Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got.
I said, wait. I am deeply touched by your plight, Mondo. I understand why you did what you did. It's actually a fairly good reasoning, I'm not going to lie. But you took away Chihiro. But this is actually pretty well written, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm a fan of how you're accepting this. Like, Leon was just like, no, he's kicking and screaming to the end. You're like, no, I did this. I didn't mean to, but I did this. I deserve what happens. I respect you, Mondo. I dislike you. I understand you and respect you, though.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
So what's going to be forced to race to death or something? I mean, he is on a motorcycle, so okay. So what, we're going to fuck him out with G-Force or something? Oh. Okay, just electrocute him. You turned him into butter. I'm not sure I understand what happened there. I don't quite laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. I don't quite understand what happened there. It can't be. My brother. Another murder, another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. The sucker's sad screams invaded our skulls. We were each forced to realise once again. But he, of course, he had to. What a disappointment. Is this the end of the game? Yep. You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realise that? Of course I do. Because this game is life or death. I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response.
However,
except that I just don't understand why. Why do you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime? Why? Isn't it obvious? To make things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like a voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual, so I ignored the night rule too. The rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue. Then I grew late and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he had gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. You mean he actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He had the slightest idea that I'd seen him. So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning? Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up? So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create a fake murder scene. Damn, man. If we hadn't figured out who had actually done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously. I had to reveal the truth before it reached that point, of course. Yuki turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. And I was about to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I know who I have to watch out for.
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied? Yes. We're done listening to your story. Can someone kill this guy?
Hey.
He's a problem. He is going to be a problem. There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Yeah? I'm up next. You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? Do you like them? But, you know, this punishment, this despair, not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair, it's my gift to mankind itself. You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope into despair. What do you mean? 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 Mean?
What the heck?
Mean. Good grief, I don't understand why you all pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm gonna stand alone as victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh, how exciting!
The noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think it's the start of a terrifying friendship. Shut up. I will never stoop to the level of childish criminal like you. Let me say this. After I've achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm gonna find you and kill you, understand? In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up!
Oh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Temper. Sound like someone needs a nap. We do need to deal with Byakuya though. He is a problem. Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew it wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. And for those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was a kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more future than us. With our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring?
You mean Sayaka?
Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay?
Someone part of the group is working with Monokuma. Okay, then that's a problem.
Oh, that's what everyone wants to see.
What does that even mean? That's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student.
Ooh. My. You really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Okay, so there is a 16th person. I called it. Okay. Okay. This game is a bad time. Why must this game hurt me? I mean, I'll take it. Thank you.